This weekend, I'm going to be speaking to someone extremely qualified in a subject, a very controversial subject. Very, there's a lot of mystique around it. I've spoken to, over the years, so I've spoken to the General Director of Prison Offenders, a guy called Phil Wigley. I had him in my very first book. I met him in London again last year. I asked him, and I interviewed the Chief of West Yorkshire Police in 2020 for my third and final book. And, anyone who's read that book, well, you'll know the outcome. 20 pages, I think that chapter is. But this weekend, I'm going to be speaking to none other than Paul Sykes, old probation officer. So there's a lot of subjects, was he this and was he that? And, you get my drift, what I'm talking about. As I said, I know the answer. I mean, there's no secret, I suppose, he was gay for the state, but there's been a lot of extremely heinous tags linked to his name. I can tell you personally that, there's always one, isn't it? But it's jealousy. That's what it is. Obviously, films coming, and these people, they're going no further in life than than this. One person even kind of contacted the film director of the Paul Sykes film, but that's another story. I'm not going to go there. But yeah, I'm going to be speaking to Sykes' old probation officer. So this guy was his probation officer for forever. So obviously he's a guy who, he will know things, and will be qualified to kind of, as I said, I've spoken to people in the past. It's not just people in authority as well. I've spoken to so many people over the years. Eddie Richardson, the gangster, was Chris Lambrianou was next door to him for 3 years, and so on and so on. Peter Fury, all them kind of things. I was with Nick Manners last week, and he said, "Do you know what? All these people on YouTube, they say this and they'll say that, but it's always, I heard." And Nick said something, he went, "Do you know what? I was there." Obviously Nick ended up flattening him, but he did time with him in Armley, he did time with him in Durham. It's I'm past caring now. Obviously I've got a lot of Facebook page, 14 in fact, an Instagram, a YouTube, a Twitter, and it's just like probably daily now. It's like a comment, "Oh, he done this and he done that," and it's just like, where? Because in 12 years, I've never met one. I've never met any shred of evidence. And believe me, I've looked. It's that's the thing as well. I mean, I think most of us are hugely fascinated with these interesting characters. I quite like to study the body language of Adolf Hitler. I written a book on Jack the Ripper a year or two ago. So kind of certain people will kind of attack book subjects like Sykes in order to get back at me. I don't care. I've got no emotional ties to him. Didn't know him. Never heard of him till 5 years after he died. He's just a book subject. Never said he was a particularly nice man, but completely fascinating to study. And moral of the story, I'll be speaking to the probation officer this weekend, and he might tell me different. He might say everything that I've heard. I don't know. Whatever he tells me, I'll put out, and I've got no reason to lie. The books sell anyway. The millions of views on YouTube will clarify that people find him hugely interesting. Hence the reason why people will read and buy true crime. But this weekend I will be talking to Paul Sykes, old probation officer. and I'll be asking him lots of many different things. And I'm told that he did say to me, so I've been kind of chatting to someone who knew him, and he said there's a lot of funny tales. Obviously, he was a guy who he was what he was, wasn't he? You've all saw him, you all read about him. But there were, you can't help but laugh. Like, there's a lot of humour, noted for his sense of humour. And I'm sure there will be. But I will put the interview out this weekend. Don't forget to click and subscribe. And whatever he tells me, you'll get it as I record it.